Welcome back to It Was Never a Phase Cards. In this video, we're going to be touching on that really unfortunate GameStop price increase that's happening. I'll break that down and let you guys know everything that's happening with that. But first, we have to talk about that Gold Mega Dragonite leak that has been floating around. And also, there is some hope. If you don't like the Mega Dragonite that was in Legend ZA, there is a little bit of hope for what that can mean for the TCG side besides the gold card. But let's just jump straight into it. Obviously, we have to start with the gold card. Now, just initially off the bat, obviously this is a blurry photo, but there is some information that we can actually glean from this. It is hard to see, but you can see right here that the card number is 295 out of 277, it looks like. And everything else about the card, honestly, from my opinion, it looks real. It looks just like the other gold cards that we've seen. So this kind of is really lining up to potentially be real. Now, this is not 100% confirmed as of yet, but it really is lining up, and it looks exactly like the other golds. And I will say that Mega Dragonite, he looks pretty good. This is a nice looking gold card. It tracks with everything that they've been doing. Let me know if you guys like this card in the comments. If you think it's real, put your 2 cents down there and we can kind of compare. But this is actually not the thing I'm the most excited for when it comes to Mega Dragonite. And if you don't like the design, you don't like him, although I will say he does look, it doesn't look that bad with these wings in this card, but a lot of people were hating on the design of Mega Dragonite, and rightfully so. I totally get it. In 3D, I don't think it looks the best. However, I found this on Twitter, and this is a drawing by Ken Sugimori. Now, this comes from Z Banded on Twitter, and they were talking, they said, I did not realize many people cared about this besides a cool novelty, but there is a book that comes out with the Pokemon Center Taiwan pre-order, which has no information besides what's shown in the trailers, but it has some drawings. And one of those drawings is a Ken Sugimori Mega Dragonite. So this gives you a little bit of hope, how, regardless of how you feel about the wings on the head and just the look of Mega Dragonite, I think that this drawing of Mega Dragonite looks a lot better than the 3D what we've seen, in Legends ZA. So I think there is something to be excited about here. We obviously don't know what the SIR is going to look like for Mega Dragonite, but it does give us some hope, and it's very exciting. So me personally, I was definitely on the train of I don't really like the Mega Dragonite that they chose to do with the head wings. I would have done these wings down on his back and whatever. The other things that they did, I think, are totally fine with the Dragonair like tail ball and stuff like that, and these little wings on the feet and shoulders. I think that it's totally fine. But the head wings, I didn't like, and I was not a fan of. However, I can be convinced this is starting to turn me a little bit. And like I said, Sugimori is one of the GOATs, right? If you're not familiar, here's one of his favorite arts that, in my opinion, this is the CD promo Charizard. He's done obviously a ton of amazing arts in the Pokemon TCG, but this is just another example. So this is one that, really hits home for me. So you can see Ken Sugimori down here. So just to give you a little bit of hope. Now, that doesn't mean that he is even going to be illustrating this, the card, the SIR, the Dragonite, or anything. So, there's still a little bit of things that have to line up, but I think that this version of Dragonite looks pretty cool. I think I like it a lot more. So there is hope that Mega Dragonite SIR could be pretty cool. There have been some leaks floating around about that, but some of those don't look like they're probably going to be real. So the gold card definitely lines up, though. It definitely is lining up and looking like it's real. I don't know. The only thing about these leaks when they do come out, stuff like this, why is this a blurry photo? In 2025, how can you not get a clean photo of this? It's obviously like in a top loader and everything. Like you can't get a clean photo of this. So that's one that's it's a little weird, but it does, like I said, it's looking fairly real. So let me know how you feel about that and the Ken Sugimori thing. But now let's talk about some of the unfortunate stuff. This is coming from PokeNotify on Instagram. This is their little graphic that they made up. But they're talking about the GameStop price increase. So we already got a price increase. We covered it on the channel before with GameStop. They had moved booster boxes up to $199, $200, right? And they had moved ETBs up to 60. Well, now they are increasing prices even further. $240 for booster boxes and $70 for ETBs. So obviously this is going to make people mad, and rightfully so. This pisses me off to no end. There is a possible silver lining, which would be that this is going to, it's definitely not going to eliminate, but it should bring down some of the scalpers, at least those who are just looking for that easy money, because, you know, $240 after tax, you're paying what, like $255 for a booster box. And when you break down like what exactly that means, especially if you're selling on eBay, there's just really no money to be made there, at least with what the current market price is for a Phantasmal Flames booster box. I went ahead and, you know, did some of the work for you guys there. We'll come back to that, this other article in a second. But currently, this is what the secondary market is seeing for Phantasmal Flames. $310 or $299 with $8.99 shipping right here is the lowest listings currently on eBay. So now if you go over here, this is a eBay fee calculator. So once again, we put in the item cost at $255.60, which would be, you know, that booster box from GameStop after tax, $299 with $8.99 shipping charge. We assume that, oh, maybe make a few bucks on shipping and it only costs you $7.50. They're not going to be able to make any money at the current market price. You're going to make $6.79 after eBay fees. You can see right here, this is what they're going to take out. eBay is going to take out $38.10. So does that mean it's going to eliminate some scalpers? Yes. Who does it hurt? It definitely hurts, you know, your average collector, your average Joe who, you know, for me, my GameStop up and just shut down overnight with no warning, and they just like vanished. So I don't actually have a local GameStop. The nearest one's like an hour away. So I haven't been personally been going to GameStop. I would have if they still existed in my town, but you know, they're gone. So it definitely hurts your average collector because I normally would be waiting in line to get this at MSRP. Now, will there still be people going to get these at $240? Yes, like the market price still right now is $310, over $300. So even if you want to rip, like not there, you can't just always get these at MSRP. There are fewer and fewer stores than ever before selling at or near MSRP, right? I know that all my LGSs that I have around, the one nearest me and, you know, ones further away, they all sell below MSRP. Or above MSRP, but below market. So, you know, they're already right there in this price anyways. So GameStop, you know, was one of those places. It hasn't been for a while, right? You couldn't even order online. You couldn't get it at MSRP because they already upped it to 200 before, and now it's even worse. But is that really gonna matter? Like, are these boxes just gonna be sitting on the shelves just, you know, like the good old days where you could walk in and just pick up any Pokemon cards? I don't think necessarily that's the case. I think these are still going to sell. You have to keep in mind that there is still money to be made here for a scalper. It's unfortunate. They may just not be able to sell on eBay and stuff like that, right? And that might become more of a Facebook marketplace thing because they can still, you know, $255, you could sell for $300. You're still making $50 off of a booster box. However, it's like I said, it's making it harder. That's more work. They have to go, they have to meet people. They can't just flip it on eBay instantly. So the silver lining is like, yeah, I unfortunately I kind of understand where GameStop's coming from. They've been kind of a failing company, although I think recently they did finally make some sort of profit, like the last quarter. So they've kind of been swinging that, and it probably is mostly due to Pokemon, due to their upped pricing. And so, you know, with GameStop struggling so much recently, like this doesn't really surprise me. And I don't know how many people are going to veto this. And there's also news on top of this as well that they may be limiting or removing the pro discount, even though it wasn't very much, but taking away that pro discount on TCG items. I haven't seen if that's 100% confirmed. Let me know in the comments if you've seen that that's 100%. But I have heard that that is looking like it may be the case. And people off the back of that have been canceling their pro memberships. And like, that makes sense too, because you can't even get even a few bucks off for the pro, then why even have it? So the GameStop situation is horrible. It's another retailer that we used to count on for MSRP. Like I said, they haven't been at MSRP for a while, but then it was like, well, you know, 200 still a good price for a booster box considering where things are at, but 240 and 70 for an ETB is just absolutely crazy. So totally bad news across the board. The silver lining of like eliminating the scalpers, I'm not really buying that. I don't think it's going to really matter. Maybe it makes stuff just a little bit easier to get, but it's still expensive. So very, very unfortunate as far as the price increase goes. I do know too that as far as like, I'm sure there's a lot of parents who just go to the GameStop if they can with their kids, trying to get them some cards, and it might start pricing people out with this. I'm not that probably that many kids were getting booster boxes from their parents, but maybe an ETB or stuff like that. But now that they're 70, yeah, it's a little rough. So GameStop definitely a big L in my opinion. I don't know how much longer this is gonna hold with GameStop. It's not looking good. So vetoing GameStop, I think, is totally boycotting them is totally a good move. But like I said, I think they're still gonna sell, at least with this current market. I think they'll still sell. People will still, be buying these. But maybe they last on the shelves a little longer. So maybe that ends up being a slightly good thing. I don't know. I just can't view this one really in a positive light. So that's the news with GameStop. Now, we do have some positive news. This is also coming from PokeNotify on Instagram. But they have this quote from Walmart saying that they are going to limit trading cards, both online and in store. So when you go up, even at the self-checkout, it's going to limit, I believe it's a limit of 5 packs or boxes or whatever you're getting per visit. So that is a good thing. We recently saw, if you missed it, there was that video floating around of some guy working with like the Walmart manager, or he was supposedly the manager, but then he wasn't. That they were buying a whole pallet of mega tins, and there was another guy who like was trying to just buy some, and they weren't letting. It was like a whole thing, right? And we've seen other things of people going in and just clearing out of Walmart because they haven't been limiting it. Target, at least in my area, and from what I've seen, Target's been limiting stuff. It's been good. You can't get very much. Target's been limiting a lot of the times to like one thing, but it does spread it out and lets more people get it. So it's like, at least you're getting something. So Walmart limiting it to 5, still gonna be a little rough. I'm sure people will find a workaround. I don't know, especially with the self-checkout. I know that like my Walmart self-checkout, I don't know how the system's gonna work. I don't think you could probably just go get 5, check out, go to your car, drop it off, go back in and get 5. I don't know if they're gonna be limiting it more strictly, or if they have to monitor it with a person. I have no idea what they're going to be doing. But this one at least is a step in the right direction. So I'm happy to see that Walmart's putting some sort of limit. And I don't know if it's directly to do with that mega tin situation that just recently happened. I'd like to think that there was a lot of backlash around that. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think that they're just now doing this. And also considering the backlash that Walmart has gotten recently with their online drops, with their collector con drops and stuff that had limits of 12, or in some cases bots were back ending it with 99 and it was just gone and you weren't even able to get anything. So better late than never, I suppose. And Walmart's starting to crack down on it. So Walmart's getting a little bit better. GameStop's getting worse. GameStop's just scalping us now. So yeah, that's the update, the good and the bad. And then lastly, I did want to bring up that we are still doing a Phantasmal Flames giveaway. You're going to want to check out this video right here. It will be linked in the description, or also it should be popping up, here in a second over here in the corner. But you're going to want to watch this whole video, and that is how you will enter. We are giving away a booster box, ETB, booster bundle, and possibly more. There is a chance there's a way that you guys can help. We can double that, and we can give away 2 booster boxes, 2 ETBs, 2 of everything. And that just comes from me. Just to summarize real quick, I actually scored a few MSRP drops on Walmart, Pokemon Center, and then actually through my LGS, which wasn't actually MSRP. It was above MSRP but below market. So I was actually able to score a few things, and that was really nice. So it's just my way of saying thank you and giving back. So that's the news, the good and the bad. We got some good. We got the leaks, which I think are very exciting, and also make sure you stay tuned for Friday, because Friday is when we will have the official reveal of that Mega Dragonite set. So that's going to be coming later. So we should know a lot more information by then. Maybe not like a full set reveal, but we should get a good idea of what the set is going to contain. Maybe a full reveal. I'm not sure. So what I do know is we'll be posting a video early on Friday morning breaking down all of that. We'll watch the video. We'll dive into all of that. So some good, some bad, but the news is the news. The leaks are exciting. Like I said, the Ken Sugimori thing, trying not to get my hopes up too much for like a really nice illustrated Dragonite, but you know, sometimes you got to get a little bit excited. And the gold Dragonite's looking good. So the gold cards still look good. They're still nice and interesting. So yeah, the wheels of the Pokemon news cycle just keep churning. We haven't even gotten Phantasmal Flames, and we're already talking about the newest set. So that's how quickly things happen here. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. And remember, it was never a phase.